Hi guys, follow me on Instagram to never ever miss any of my crazy updates. Hi guys and welcome to another vlog. I'm driving this. This is the Volkswagen Tiguan Facelift, and you know what? It's literally a facelift because the face has been lifted. Sometimes my genius. It's almost frightening. But before we start this vlog, let me share something interesting with you guys. I'm sure whoever has car insurance has heard this many times. Claims take time. Well, claims taking time is the thing of the past. A young insurance brand is changing things, and it's ACKO Insurance Company. Did you know in the occurrence of claims for your car, under ACKO Insurance, you get same-day claim settlement for minor damages in most of the eligible cases. And for claims with damages that need more than 3 days time to get fixed, ACKO provides cab vouchers immediately and also offers pickup and drop. And not just this guys, with ACKO Insurance, you get extra advantage of having 1 year warranty. Plus, you don't have to keep following up with ACKO to check the status of your claims. There's a free flow on the ACKO app where with just sharing the policy number, you get an update on the status of your claims with full transparency. So you can get hassle-free claims, and it is completely cashless and paperless. So no need to fill the forms and sign and take the printout of documents. Just upload. ACKO is creating a revolutionary system and changing the claim game forever. To purchase car insurance for your vehicle, download the ACKO app on www.acko.com or on the App Store. Link in the description. And back to the vlog. Straight away we're going to be opening the engine bay, which is actually easy because there's this lever you need to just press, and there, hydraulic struts. That is the engine. Okay, it's very smooth and refined. There's insulation there, but does it remain smooth and refined once you start pushing it? Well, maybe not. Any which ways, you can see the design is not very much different from earlier, but Volkswagen has made changes to, uplift it and make it look fresher. So you got a lot of chrome. The grille has changed, the bumper has changed, the lights have also changed. In fact, it's got some sort of a curve now, and yeah, it's no longer the straight lights, which was the case earlier, of course. The bumper obviously gets revisions. You get this sort of a silver finish here. Front parking sensors. No front camera here, and a big VW logo, of course. See, so much chrome has been splashed on this car. In fact, piano black finishing right there. Now, these are matrix lights, matrix LED lights. Look really nice and beautiful. And these are IQ lights as well. I don't know why they are called IQ lights. Just kidding, they are the matrix lights actually. So amazing lights on this car, but this car looks less SUV and more crossover somehow. I mean, not sometimes, all the time. It actually looks like a crossover to me because it just doesn't come across as bold or rugged in that sense. Even the alloy wheel design is quite plain and basic. The tire size happens to be 235, 55, 18. I like the nuts here, pretty nice and different as well. You get sort of a chrome treatment here, obviously indicator there, and there's something which projects from here at night. I don't know what it is. I am clueless about that. So you get this body cladding running throughout the car. Chrome line there, chrome line around the windows as well. So much chrome splashed on this car, and these roof rails seem to be quite functional. Very Chintu-Mintu exhaust, sorry, not exhaust, Chintu-Mintu antenna on this car. Well, I was talking about exhaust because Faisal Khan's fingers of truth are really disappointed with this fake stuff happening here. What is this VW? Okay, real exhaust is here and here as well. So yeah, this is based on the MQB platform. Rear parking sensors. There's a reverse parking camera right here. Tiguan written there. The lights have been revised as well, which you can see gets this nice treatment. LED lights, of course, but here is where you can see the indicator of the vehicle. In this green color, it doesn't look that particularly impressive, to be really honest with you guys. Let's do one thing. Let's open the boot of the vehicle, which means I just press a button and it obviously gets a power tailgate. Well, that's something you would expect at this price point. That is the button you need to press, and spare wheel is not an alloy here. So 145, 85, 18. Yeah, smaller size tire. You can see the toolkit has been nicely placed here. In fact, it gets a 12-volt charging socket right there. And this is to recline the seat if you so wish. This is a hook. I mean, there are multiple hooks, but the parcel shelf is gayab only. Okay, if I pull this like this, there the seat recline, 60-40 recline. Press this button and there the boot shuts. It takes its own sweet time, to be honest. Anyways, let's get into the rear. And there's some good news. Firstly, there's some storage here. Okay, see the recline angle? It's so upright, and then I can push it all the way back. So the recline angle is amazing when you push it all the way back, but there are multiple recline angles here. Now the door pockets are big enough. There's this ashtray, and this is lined, so that's amazing as well. Easy to get in and out of this vehicle. Good amount of legroom and knee room on offer without a doubt. Under thigh support is average. Headroom is just about adequate, I would say, for someone as tall as me. There's a hook handle, light placement on the top, which is nice. Height adjustable seat belts. There's a hook here as well, and easy to adjust the headrest at the front. Now it gets a 3-zone climate control air conditioning system. This is the third zone, of course. There's a 12-volt charging socket. There's a USB charging socket, and there's a hump here, so 3 people are not really comfortable. AC vents in the center, none on the B pillar, and there is a center armrest with 2.5 cup holders as well. Everyone gets a head in this car because adjustable headrest. That is a nice touch, of course. And you get a massive panoramic roof, which again brings in a lot of airiness inside this all black cabin. Dashboard design looks very similar to what was the case earlier. There are magazine holders here, scooped out seat back. I think rear seat comfort is actually quite nice. I like this silver treatment as well. Not really hard, not really hard, very, very hard. I think material quality is, as always, a positive for VW. Really nicely done. But something is missing in this car, which was, or rather is there in the Volkswagen Tiguan Allspace. There is no storage space here. True fast viewers will remember there was some McDonald's in the Allspace, which I had found while doing the vlog of that car. But there is storage space here, and the glove box is deep, gets the cooling function, but a lot of stuff is occupied. I mean, space is occupied with this thing on the top here. Okay, I love the way the lining has been done, even at the front. Really nice. And listen to this, okay? Solid build quality. Says Volkswagen right there. This is the indicator on the outside rear view mirror, and the indicator in the headlight, of course. Yeah, it's very chin to me, very, very slim. I think the indicator went to the gym and really reduced a lot of weight. Now, I'm assuming there'll be keyless entry. There has to be, okay? And it gets an 8-way adjust for the driver's seat. No electric adjust for the co-passenger, of course. 3 memory settings as well. There's a proper dead pedal. There's some storage here as well. Yep. And these are the controls for the lights. Automatic lights it gets. Of course, it has to. Again, these are the controls for the power windows. One touch up and down. These are controls for the outside rear view mirror adjustment. This is to unlock the car, lock the car, and this is to open the boot of the vehicle. The seats are really very nice, very comfy, and of course, the massive panoramic roof is also fantabulous, to say the least. What is really very poor in this car is this new climate control touch panel. Why? It's so bad to operate. I cannot express in words. Unnecessary, and I don't know why they did it, because the earlier one with the knobs was just so much better. You get this sort of a carbon fiber finish. I don't know. Okay, soft touch material everywhere, other than the fact that hard touch is there. Obviously, lower down hard plastics, but then obviously VW belongs. I mean, Audi belongs to the VW group, so they kind of share the hard plastics almost everywhere. Auto dimming inside rear view mirror. There is a light here along with the mirror. Same is the case here as well. And the FASTag has been hidden so that nobody can use it. And okay, there's a handle on the driver's side as well, which is a nice touch. Okay, these are a lot of buttons for the lights, of course, and this is to open the sun blind. Let's do one thing. Let's open the sunroof of the vehicle. By the way, it gets connected car tech as well. 6 airbags, so decent amount of features, but you definitely want more features like ventilated seats. That's absent here. Okay, you press it once more to open it bigger. It opens quite big as such. Well, that's what you said. Okay, a good amount of airiness it brings inside the cabin for sure. Anyways, like I was telling you, there's a decent amount of storage space. So there are cup holders which actually take the shape of the cup, and then you can press this button to unlock it. Some key lying here, I don't know what. Anyways, you can slide the front center armrest, below which there is some amount of storage space as well. There's storage space here as well, and 2 USB-C charging sockets along with a cigarette lighter as well. This is the electric parking brake of the vehicle, auto hold function. This is the engine start button. This is for the stop start system, and this is for the parking sensor. Says 4 motion because it gets 4-wheel drive, of course. A nice chrome lining. Steering wheel gets adjust both for reach as well as rake, and the new VW logo you can see. Flat bottom steering wheel. These are the controls for the cruise control. This is for the volume. This is to go ahead or behind in a track. And there are a lot of buttons here. That is for the 10.25 inch digital cockpit, virtual cockpit, whatever you want to call it. This is the button for heating of the steering wheel, which is kind of unnecessary and not needed at all. Okay, now you can browse through so much information. Like, this is information overload, to be honest. Not the easiest to use. Okay, tire pressure monitor, telephone, audio, assistant systems. Okay, where there's cruise control limiter. I mean, the usual bits you almost always see with VW cars. So yeah, plenty of information there, and you can obviously change these parameters. But for that, you have to get into the touchscreen. Press this view button, and you can change the display as well, which is nice. But I just keep it at this one because this makes the most sense to me, honestly. Fuel meter, temperature meter, and a lot of information. Fully digital, really very nice. These are the controls for the wipers. Let's use the wipers. Automatic wipers, of course. Yeah, there are plenty of spray on offer here. cleans the wiper in no time, rather cleans the windscreen in no time at all. The wiper is obviously clean any which ways. Let's use the rear one as well, and there you can see good amount of spray on offer. So wipers are quite nice on this car, whatever. This is the button for the hazard light, and this is an 8-inch touchscreen infotainment system, which is a fingerprint magnet, my friends. It's a fingerprint magnet. You can see the fingerprints already. Apple CarPlay is there, Android Auto connectivity is there. Let's get into reverse. This is the reverse parking camera. It gets front and rear parking sensors. The camera obviously gets guidelines, which is a nice touch. And let's get out of it. Let's get into vehicle. Okay, and here I was telling you, you can actually change parameters. So when I change stuff, I can, just decide how I want to see stuff, which is a nice thing, of course, but it's kind of very complex. I can get into classic mode, and I can get into view 1. Okay, yeah, we are view 1 and view 2. So there are two views which are actually customizable. I like the classic one. It tells me the gear position indicator and the digital speedometer as well. Okay, let me get into car because there's more I want to show. So I mean, there is good amount of information, but it's not the most intuitive to use somehow. Come on, VW, you can do better. Have a good journey. Thank you so much. My journey is over because I've stopped the car now. Anyways, let's get into vehicle because, okay, this is a little complex. Yeah, vehicle and settings is where we want to head to, and there you can get into light. Okay, oh my god, this is not where I wanted to get into, but anyways, I'll come out of this and get into background lighting because it's got something known as automatic. Basically what automatic does is, depending on the drive modes, it selects what is the ambient light color, and there are 30 colors for the ambient lighting, which is quite nice. You can see the ambient light color here, but not really in the day. Now this is the drive mode selector. This is for snow mode. This is for the road mode, and road mode has 4 modes: eco, normal, sport and individual. If I get into individual, I can change a lot of parameters like steering, drive, light assistance and air conditioning. Air conditioning can go into eco, light assistance can go into sport, and everything else can also go into sport. Okay, drive has an eco mode as well, and steering has sport mode. Meanwhile, if I get into this particular mode, this is for the off-road mode, and then this one is actually for the off-road mode, which can be customized. Yeah, that's right, this is the customizable off-road mode. Now in this, what happens is that, one second, I think the rear wipers are working. So I could hear the wipers all along. Okay, let me just get into the customizable mode. Here I can change a lot of parameters: hill descent control, hill start assist, park assist, all-wheel drive, whether I want off-road or normal. Steering again I can change, and oh my god, this is like crazy amount of customizable stuff in this car for the off-road mode. Yeah, this car is capable enough, but I think the ground clearance is not apt or enough, I would say. Okay, welcome to App Connect. Okay, let's do one thing. Let's play an audio right away. Audio quality is actually quite nice. Okay, any which ways, there's not much to explore here. I don't like so many fingerprints here. Any which ways, there's some storage space here, which I think I've already spoken about, but I love the way they've actually lined it properly. Let's do one thing. Okay, please shut and don't disappoint me right now. Let's do one thing. Let's turn off the car. And when I turn off the car, it says got everyone out of the car. I guess so. And it gives you the journey summary as well. Let me open the door. Then there the car spins nicely, tells me exactly which door is open as well. The reason I'm getting out of the car because I want to see what exactly happens with the key. So first things first, we're going to lock the car, and then I'm going to come, and then yeah, it unlocks the car, which means keyless entry works beautifully well. Okay, again we're going to lock the car. So keyless entry works only on the front doors, and let's press this button and see if all the windows recline. Of course they will recline, otherwise this is not going to be a VW. There it happens, all the windows recline. This is such a typical VW trait, but the sunroof tilts. Yeah, the sunroof has tilted. It's not opened completely, but never mind, I shall pass on that. So guys, I think in terms of quality levels, car is fantastic. Build is also very nice. Safety also is very good, but it could do with a lot more features. Let's do one thing. Let's start driving, because a diesel is a diesel is a diesel, and this has a petrol. All right, we're all set to go, which means first and foremost, we're going to turn off the air conditioning. We're going to get into drive mode. We're going to get into sport mode right away. And obviously we're going to get into manual for the gearbox, handbrake down. We also have to get into the traction control, which is into vehicles, then into settings. Yeah, it's a little cumbersome. They could have just given a button. I don't know why they did not do that. And here TCS off. There's also an ESC sport mode as such. And here we are out of everything almost. Left foot on the brake, right foot on the accelerator, hazard light off, revving the motor, launch control program active, revs till almost 4000 RPM. Well, that was a swift launch without a doubt. 0 to 100 km per hour in 8.5 seconds. The same engine powered the Tiguan All Space, but here, because of the lighter weight of this car, it just feels slightly more eager. In fact, it is almost half a second faster to go from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour, making it quite quick as such. Yeah, this is a fantastic engine. This is a 2-liter TSI engine, which is turbocharged, gets direct injection, also gets cylinder deactivation technology, wherein it cuts 2 of the cylinders to conserve fuel when on a light load at lower speeds, resulting in better fuel efficiency, but nothing compared to the diesel. The diesel is a diesel in terms of fuel efficiency as well as low end rush, because this doesn't have the low end pull of a diesel, because the Tiguan was obviously sold with a diesel engine, although 143 horsepower and 340 Newton meters of torque if I recollect correctly, but still it was really ample in terms of grunt. This one a little bit lacking in the low end, although turbo lag is really well contained. The mid-range is the strong part and the top end is also quite eager. It really screams. First and foremost, this engine is super duper refined at lower speeds. I mean, at idle you can barely hear it. When you're driving sedately, you can barely hear anything at all, but once you start pushing it in the mid-range, it starts to make some sound. In the top end, it's very noisy as well, but in a good way. There are 4 drive modes on offer as well, but you really don't care about that, because what you care about is that it's the smooth and sure-footed pulling power of this car. Now obviously it's got 4 motion, but now because we have stopped, it's no motion. Left foot on the brake, right foot on the accelerator. Launch program active. Even with traction control off, no wheel spin at all, because obviously it's got 4-wheel drive, and I think more power is channeled to the front wheels for most of the part, because this is sort of a soft roader as such. Engine is really very nice, very impressive indeed, but redline's quite fast at around 6,000 RPM only. You would expect it to go to 6,500 or even 7,000 RPM, but no. It's like, ho gaya mera khatam, bas ab next gear mein chalte hain. And the gearbox is a 7-speed dual clutch unit, which is stupendously quick with shifts. It's so fast, lightningly quick. It always gives you the right gear at all the times, and it's very fast also to realize which gear it should be in. And right now we are in manual mode, of course, because it's got a sport mode for the gearbox as well as a manual mode, and you've got steering mounted paddles as well, which is again a nice thing. So it keeps recommending that I shift from 3rd to 5th, but I want to drive in a lower gear, so I'm going to downshift to maybe 2nd and rev the nuts out. Yeah, it sounds really nice, but could have been a little bit more vocal in the higher end of the rev range. So top end is also stupendous in this car. This is a fantastic engine, no denying that fact. It's got a stop start system as well, but in the real world you should get somewhere between 8 to 12 kilometers per liter. Right now it's saying 6.4 kilometers per liter with such spirited driving, so not the most efficient as such. The good thing is though, the MQB platform is fantastic, so ride quality is also quite nice, but only at high speeds, because it's a European car. It's set up that way. It's not set up for India, which means that the suspension is on the stiffer side, the chassis is obviously on the stiffer side, and the result is low speed ride is not the best, because you can feel the stiffness at low speeds, but once you get going at high speeds, obviously the ride is beautiful. It flattens out really nicely, has good amount of high speed stability, but I realized over bumps now there's this, I don't know, it kind of jumps through on higher speeds at expansion joints, so not really the most glued to the road which you would expect from a VW car, but still very impressive nonetheless. Now there are 4 drive modes on offer. There's normal, eco, sport, as well as, I did say eco sport, that is left India, of course. Okay, the 4 driving mode is obviously individual, where you can configure a lot of things. What are the changes which happens to the engine? It happens to the gearbox, I believe, and also to the air conditioning and the steering wheel. Steering wheel is actually quite light. Look at the lightness of the steering wheel, very light at lower speeds, weighs up decently well at higher speeds, but doesn't have that feel you would expect from a car whose engine is so fantabulous. So yeah, it could do with more feel and feedback for sure, but still decent amount of I would say weight to the steering wheel. Could have done with a lot more weight as such. It does add slightly more weight in sport mode, but the difference isn't a world apart, and because you know this car has a slightly high ground clearance and a taller body as well, it has some amount of body roll. When compared to the Tiguan Allspace, obviously it has lesser body roll, feels more agile, feels more nimble, feels more enthusiastic in terms of handling characteristics, but there's no denying the fact that this is not really a spirited car to drive. However, this Tiguan is the most popular car of VW in the world. I kid you not. They sell the most Tiguans in the world, the VW lineup may say. I thought the Polo and the Golf should sell more, but I'm kind of surprised saying that the Tiguan outsells the Polo as well as the Golf. It's Volkswagen's top selling car, which is very impressive considering this car is not something which really stands out. But yeah, it's a practical, no-nonsense vehicle. It's telling me eco tip, activate start-stop system. Here's another eco tip: shut your mouth and don't tell me what to do. Any which ways, we're going to get into drive mode. We're going to get into eco mode right now. I'm going to get into regular this thing also. Let's launch this car and see how does it perform when I'm driving it in regular eco mode. Hazard light off, and off we go. No launch program there. Yeah, indicators on actually. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to drive it sedately to see how the cylinder deactivation actually works. I don't know if it's going to show me the display here, so we're just going to browse through the display settings as well. Vehicle status, traction control deactivated. Okay, let's do one thing. Let's turn off the traction. Oh my goodness, I have to get into this menu. I hate this whole stuff of everything being so touchy. So here, activate traction control. So that thing disappears from the screen. Now it's showing me the tire pressure monitor. Come on. Okay, why are we in manual mode? Now we are in eco mode. I think I use the paddle shifters to change gear, so it kind of realized that as well. Come on, cylinder deactivation. Show me what you've got. Yeah, I think we have to keep browsing something here in the menu to understand if cylinder deactivation is working. Probably cylinder deactivation is gone on a holiday, so it's not showing me at the moment driving data. Let's browse through this. Okay, coasting. Here we go. It is coasting right now. I think this cylinder deactivation is not really working at the moment, or maybe this car has decided not to deactivate its cylinders. It's just kind of weird, but never mind. What we shall do is we should press the mode button, and we should actually first of all we need to turn off traction control. That is very mandatory, because it's kind of useless having traction control in such a car. And then we get into mode. Here we get into sport, and onto the gas. Response is quite immediate, I will not deny that. So it's a very nice car, a nice all-rounder, but the problem is the price of this vehicle. Even though VW has decided, you know what, let's assemble this India via the CKD route, the price difference between this and the outgoing Allspace is just rupees 2 lakhs. This is just 2 lakhs cheaper. Considering the taxes for the CBU and considering the fact that the Tiguan Allspace requires a lot more material to build because it's a 7-seater and a bigger car, this one doesn't really come across as attractively priced, in spite of the fact that it's now locally assembled at Aurangabad at Skoda's facility. That's kind of weird. On-road price 38.38 lakhs, which is quite a lot for what this car has to offer. And then I have a bigger problem, and this problem I always have with VW cars, is that they are offering us only a petrol engine option in elegance trim. There are actually 4 variants abroad, plus there are multiple engine options also abroad, including 2 diesels, but we don't get diesel in India. Why? I don't understand. The whole scam they did with the diesel gate, that really did not affect the brand in India, it affected them abroad. Yet they chose not to offer diesel engine in India, which just doesn't make sense to me. I mean, why would they not offer diesel? Because a diesel is a diesel is a diesel, and a diesel engine is just unparalleled and unmatched, which tells me that the brakes on this car are really very strong as well. Chauffeur to stopping power, of course. Not the best place to launch because you're on uphill, so performance will dull a bit. Launch control active, and off we go. Insulation levels are absolutely phenomenal inside this car. But like I was saying, they should have offered a diesel engine. Makes no sense not to offer a diesel engine considering they offer it abroad. Same again, old strategy of giving Indians less and giving everything else in abroad market. Now they will justify saying that the diesel segment is small. No. Fortuner sells 95% diesel, by the way, and this car will obviously rival the Fortuner, but rivals the Citroen C5 Aircross along with the Jeep Compass as well as the Honda CR-V, which by the way is discontinued, and Honda again, a company which really doesn't offer us global products. That's the reason why you see nobody really cares about Honda anymore, because they just lost the plot somewhere. Anyways, that's not the topic of discussion today. This car is absolutely fantastic, practical and comfortable, but could do with more features, could do with a diesel engine, because you know what, that low end torque and obviously fuel efficiency of a diesel is sorely missed. So guys, this is my vlog of the Volkswagen Tiguan Facelift. I think it's fantabulous in a lot of ways, but it's not going to sell, of course, because again, strategy wrong, no diesel engine and high pricing, not really going to attract a lot of people. Plus VW is not really sure-footed sales, and after sales is going to hurt this beautifully well-engineered car a lot more. So guys, if you like this vlog, make sure to give the thumbs up, that's the like button, and also subscribe to the channel. I will see you guys in the next video soon. It has got some driver alert system also. I think if you sleep you'll realize, but I think if you sleep you'll never realize what happened, so don't sleep while driving. That's all from me today. And oh my goodness, little bit horsed here. I'm quite impressed, but you go really hard across the corner. It has that understeery nature that's typical of four-wheel drive system, because more power is being channeled to the front wheels. Bye bye.